What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? What's going on? What's going on? Oh man, oh man, oh man. You know, I've been receiving some messages and all, and people saying that we haven't spoke about the trial and all that, and reason why is, right, we decided that we wanted to just look at things, you know what I'm saying, and we want to try to look at it from a non-biased perspective and actually see if R. Kelly was doing these things or whatever that they claim he was doing, which let me be clear here, man. So that was the first reason. Let me just say that was the first reason, right, on why we haven't done no videos. Then the second reason is we really feel like we didn't have to. I mean, if you really think about it, everybody, everything that we've already been saying and that other bloggers have already been saying, it all came to light. That's what I'm saying. It's like this is a clear case here, man. This is a clear case, and you know what I've noticed? They're trying to make it like this man was running a criminal enterprise, right? Well, at least that's what they've been saying for the past 2 years, right? While he sat in a cell with no bond. And now here it is. They're presenting their case, the prosecution that is, and they haven't presented no type of case that resembles a racketeering case, a criminal enterprise case, none of that. All the accusers, the 6 accusers, I should say. Well, you know what? I'm going to say 5, y'all. I'm going to say the 5 accusers because Aaliyah is no longer with us. And the last time I checked, there's no family member that they've subpoenaed. They didn't subpoena any family member. They subpoenaed these 2 disgruntled individuals, one being Demetrius Smith, who's also a criminal and a drug user, a former drug user, I should say. I don't know if he still uses drugs or not. That ain't my business, though. And then you got this Javante Cunningham, who 1 minute is saying that she never slept with him, or omitted that information, I guess, if that's what she's trying to kick. She omitted it, which we all know is a fucking lie, man. I mean, let's be real here. First, she was saying on the docuseries that she was a backup singer. Now, under oath, she was a backup dancer. Ain't credited in no videos. We don't see her in none of his videos. None of that. She's a liar. She has a connection to Sparkle. We all know this. So I don't even know why these people playing. They done called all these people here that have really committed crimes against R. Kelly, and that's the reason why they testifying. People like Cheryl Mack. She admitted that she was taking money on the side. She admitted it. And she was still getting $10,000 a month. But they sitting there saying that R. Kelly didn't pay nobody. But from what I'm hearing, according to this case, he was paying everybody. He was overpaying these motherfuckers, man. Excuse my language, but you know what, y'all? I've come to look at this situation, and it's real disgusting, man. It's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? It's disgusting that this dude has had to deal with this for the past 2 years, when you got people that has defended him for the public to see. Even when he was already in custody, federal custody, they were still coming on social media defending him, trying to clown the government and everything. Remember that? She was clowning the government, and turns out her mother, who now I see why her mother fell back after surviving R. Kelly. Now we see why. We see exactly why, what's going on here. Come on now. Her mother was sitting there driving her to see R. Kelly. And see, that's probably why Angelo's so mad. He probably didn't know. He probably didn't know nothing about it at first. See what I'm saying? They probably was doing this. Her and Azrael was probably doing this behind his back at first. See, and then they done convinced him to try to get in on the act too. And then that's when he went to R. Kelly with all these job proposals and all this shit and all this crazy stuff that he turned them down on. All this was that's what I'm saying. All this was stated in the court case, man. It was all stated. Faith Rogers, every time she was reaching out to Diana Copeland to set up the arrangements to come see R. Kelly. It wasn't the opposite way around. And every time she went, she sat there and said that she was violated in some sort of way. Well, why did you keep on going back? Why did you keep going back? If you felt uncomfortable or was violated every time you went out there to see him, why did you keep initiating the visit in the first place? Why? It makes no sense. Geronda Pace, she now this is the biggest thing here, right? She stated that she had to pay Bubba out of her settlement. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the violation in that? She stated that she had to pay Bubba out of her settlement, not to mention, we already broke down what she said to Jim Derogatis in 2017. Oh, I at least know I told him a month after the fact, but now we finding out that she really was 19, according to a state issued ID that was found in R. Kelly's safe. So what are they talking? Like, I don't understand. And then why is the media still saying that this dude is sleeping with minors when there's really no minors proof? It was no minors proved to be in this case. None. Okay, none. Ain't none. This is the worst case that I've ever seen in my life, man. And when you consider him being locked up in that cell for 2 years, and the prosecution, every time that his defense would try to put in a motion to get him a bond, and they would say, oh, well, we plan on showing this and we plan on showing that, but they haven't shown. Where's all these videos at? Where's all these videos? Where are all the videos? Where's the 100 devices? It's none of that, man. It's nothing but he say, she say. This was basically just another docuseries in the courtroom. That's basically what it was. A bunch of people, disgruntled people that are no longer with him. A lot of them stole from R. Kelly. And admitted to stealing. You see what I'm saying? And they basically are testifying against him. And I believe they're doing that because R. Kelly probably was going to sue their ass. So now they trying to testify against him and all that. Because they clearly done committed some crimes. They clearly committed crimes against R. Kelly. The racket is against him, if you ask me. The racket is against R. Kelly, if you ask me. You know? And it's just terrible, man. It's terrible. You know, it's real terrible what we're witnessing here. They have tried to, I mean, I've heard he gave the parents a kilo. I mean, like, damn, the nigga's a drug dealer now. Now he got pistols and threatening people with pistols. I mean, they trying to make this, he drugging people like Bill Cosby was accused of. They trying to say he drugged the one girl, but yet she woke up after you felt like you got drugged and poisoned or whatever, and sexually assaulted, raped, violated, whatever, but you wake up and you chose to want to give him a hug. You wanted to give somebody a hug that you just now got drugged by, allegedly, and raped by, allegedly, while you was unconscious. But you woke up and gave him a hug. And magically, as you're waking up out of your fog or whatever, he's pulling his pants up, zipping up his pants magically while you're waking up. Man, y'all need to stop playing, man. Y'all need to stop playing. It is just, it's really sad, man. It really is, y'all. It's sad. They sitting here, they sitting here trying to say that he was making these people write all of these apology letters or whatever, right? But yet they're not mentioning the fact that these people really were stealing from this man. They really was stealing from him. It ain't like they weren't stealing from him or they didn't admit to doing some type of wrongdoing, but he made them write a letter apologizing for it. You know what I'm saying? It is just, it's crazy to me, man. It's like, and then the media, right? The media is the most dangerous tool against the African American community, man. I'm starting to, no. Well, let me correct myself. The African American community is the most dangerous tool to the African American community, first and foremost. Let me just keep it real for a minute. When you think about what our biggest problem is, it's ourself, man. It's ourself. Because what I'm seeing, everybody, when I'm looking at like these news, mainstream news and all that, and DNC, whatever, CBS, whatever, whoever, you know, It's nothing but fellow black people doing, analyzing this case. It's mainly, okay, let me say this, 95%. Just look at it. Just look at the news anchors. Look at the journalists that's on the news stations or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's reporting on this case. It's nothing but black people. Even the people that they bring it in, like on a panel on the news station or whatever. It's a panel full of black people. It's nothing but us talking about this case. And they are so biased. It's like, man, the whole time the prosecution was doing their case, man, they would not mention nothing about what the defense cross-examined these people saying. They didn't mention none of that. They didn't mention none of that. But the minute the defense calls two little witnesses, the first thing they do is mention what the prosecution cross-examined them on. That's the first thing they do. And y'all mean to tell me this is not a conspiracy against this dude, man? These people have really went out their way to convict this man on basically a bunch of hearsay, a bunch of he say, she say, rumor, allegation shit. They haven't brought no evidence really. You know, they claimed that they was bringing this shirt, which clearly is we have a situation here where somebody recently in the household gave that woman that shirt. And yeah, that woman, because we like I said, we now know that she really was 19. So she's about what, 30 something now, right? She's born in 1990. Yeah, she's 31 now. This is crazy, man. But yeah, they never explained how she was able to hold on to a shirt for what, 11 years? 11 years. Okay, that there's something wrong here. Like I said, the racket, everybody, was against him. When you think about these women that were getting near this guy, pursuing him, they was hunting him down. He wasn't hunting them down. R. Kelly doesn't have to hunt nobody down. He's a megastar. You know what I'm saying? A major international superstar. You know, all you got to do is just look at a concert that he did, and that'll tell the story right there on who's chasing who. You see what I'm saying? Or who's preying on who. You know, they sat here. They would get close to him. Then they would leave, trying to lie. A lot of them was lying, saying they was underage, you know, which they weren't, you know, during the time of being with him or whatever. And then they would go to Susan Loggins, who didn't even want to come testify because she know what she did wrong, you know. She knows the role that she plays. She's an ambulance chasing attorney. You know, we see them every day. Every day in America, they're cracking down on these ambulance chasing attorneys, whether it's you know, stupid shit like car settlements or whether it's giving people prescription pills, whatever the case may be. They're called ambulance chasers. That's what they do. That's what they do. They chasing the money. It doesn't matter if she believed these women or not, or if these women were telling the truth or not. Just like she sent her over there to Terrell and Associates, the lie detector company that sat there and said that he never once said that the test revealed that she was lying or that she was telling the truth. He said, it's my opinion that she's telling the truth. We don't care about your opinion, sir. We want to know, or ma'am, whoever it was, I can't even remember if it was a sir or a ma'am. What we want to know is, did the test results say that Geronda Pace was telling the truth? And that's what that Terrell and Associates did not say. You know? It's crazy, man. The racket was against him. You had people in his inner circle sitting there bringing these women in. The women would leave, sue them, and then they would take a cut of the money. This shit was probably standard practice against this dude. And they wonder why he started making people sign these non-disclosure agreements and all this. You know what I'm saying? He had to protect himself somehow, because obviously the federal government don't intend on protecting him. They trying to make it out like he was a fucking mafia criminal or something. Come on now. When obviously the crimes was against him. The crimes was against him, man. The crimes was against him. You can't sit here and tell me that every letter that they sat there and wrote or whatever, with all that information that proves that he's innocent, you can't sit here and say that he made them do all that. He couldn't have made them do everything, man. Just like y'all said, just like how they be saying, oh, all of them can't be lying. Well, now I'm throwing it right back in your motherfucking face. You can't say that he made them write all of that shit. Especially when he was locked up for a lot of the times when a lot of those things was written. Let's be real here. And like I said, when she was on social media, sitting there calling people snitches and talking about loyalty and all that, I'm talking about Azriel Clary right now. Did he make her do that too? When he was locked up in federal custody, he made her record herself and put it on social media saying what she said, mocking the government and all that. Talking about some, I thought y'all was the smart ones. Great. Racketeering, prosecution, racketeering, child pornography, child pornography. Remember all that, everybody? I guess he made her do that too, huh? These people are sick, man. They sick. And you know what else is funny? These little criminals, man, that they done brought on this stand, that's perjuring themselves, they all gonna pay for this. Y'all do know that, right? Y'all do know that, right? They are going to pay for this. You cannot do this. You can't sit here and commit crimes against people. Or let's say the ones that didn't commit crimes. You can't go near somebody, use somebody up, and then next thing you know, when the chips is down a little bit on that person, to save your ass, you start trying to tell lies and shit and going on the stand under oath lying and all that. You know, want to keep on saying, I don't recall. Well, if that's the case, if you can't recall none of this, then you can't recall ever being assaulted, if you ask me. It's mighty funny that they can recall everything that the prosecution says. Well, really, they can't. They don't even be recalling that. Actually, Koenig had to remind them many times of what they told the government. And y'all sitting here saying, in the media, I should say, is sitting here saying that R. Kelly is about to be convicted of this. Let me tell y'all something. If he's convicted of this, because see, the government is not trying to get him convicted on racketeering, apparently, because that's not what I'm hearing at all. They just mad that he had rules in his house. They mad that a grown man, a celebrity, who has to be cautious of his every movement and anybody that's with him, he's responsible for them too. But yet they can't understand why he wants to know every time they leave out that truck to go to the bathroom, or want to know everywhere they go. He's responsible for them. Something happened to them while they're with him, that's all gonna fall on him. And y'all know this. That's why I don't even know why they playing these games. That's why I don't know why they playing these games. But now you got the defense calling people, and they sitting there saying that they didn't see no abuse, right? And these people in the news and journalists and all that, they are so quick to say, well, the prosecution, they cross-examined them, and they presented to the jury that they did say they never saw nothing, but they weren't with them. They weren't with R. Kelly and the girls when they were alone. So they don't know if anything happened when they're alone. Well, that's obvious. And you know what? That actually proves the defense's case. Because obviously, nobody was there when he was alone with the girls. So at that point, all it is he say, she say. It's his word versus their word. And if you ask me, they have a lot of motive to sit here and lie. They got a lot of motive, man. A lot of motive. Shady ass people, man. Some shady ass people. Then you sit here, you got Cheryl Mack. She's sitting here testifying for somebody that doesn't want to come testify for themselves. And I'm talking about Precious Way. Precious Way did not want to come testify against R. Kelly, but we're supposed to listen to what Cheryl Mack, a thief, somebody that admitted to stealing, taking money off the top, scheming. You know, we supposed to believe what she got to say. Somebody that wrote a letter saying that she was stealing and then ended up still going to work. No. She said that he threatened her with the Precious Way situation. But you still went and worked for him after that. Years later, you still went and worked for him even though he threatened you. Even though you took that as a threat, and he allegedly, you claim that he said people end up missing. but you still went to work for somebody that would say that to you. Silly rabbit. I tell you, silly rabbit. Boy, it's terrible, man. It's terrible what these people have done, y'all. For real. It really is. But I know one thing. This jury, hopefully they haven't been, paid off or whatever, or gotten to. They so quick to say that R. Kelly obstructed justice the first time. Shit, the government might be the ones who are trying to obstruct justice now. Shit, you ask me. I don't put nothing past these people, man. Especially considering the way these people are walking in that courtroom knowing that they have had this man locked up in custody for 2 years with this bullshit case and this BS evidence when they know this man was a mega superstar. He was the king of R&B, which is a sexual genre. Every artist just about has thousands of women trying to get to them every day. Showing up at their concerts, screaming, fainting. Oh my God. They just can't take it being around them, right? Because they're just so starstruck. Every artist is sleeping with women that are fans. Just about. I'll say just about. I don't know if everybody is. But they want to make it seem like this man was running an enterprise, a criminal enterprise. Well, he was running an enterprise, but it wasn't a criminal one. They trying to say his whole music career was criminal. Do y'all see what? But yet, his whole, listen to this, right? His whole music career was a criminal enterprise, but yet his music is still for sale, and people are still making money off of this criminal enterprise. Man. That doctor, man. I'm just thinking about that doctor, though, man. He sat there and said that his test results was negative, but he never presented any documentation of when he had a positive test result, which tells me that he doesn't have herpes. His results never was positive. He never was diagnosed with herpes, if you ask me. But yet all these women now all of a sudden got herpes. One woman, Faith Rogers, first one that says he gave her herpes. And next thing you know, now you got all these other women from way back in the past. Now they trying to say, oh, he gave me herpes in 2001 or 94. I even saw 1994 on the one motion. I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. It's really ridiculous on what these people are doing, for real. It really is. This case, you know what, y'all? It's not. Let me wrap this up, right? Let me wrap this up. And I just want to say this. It is not a crime to have sex with multiple people, man. It's not a crime. It's not a crime. You know what I'm saying? It might be wrong in a lot of people's eyes. It may be an immoral thing to do. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it is not a crime to have multiple sexual partners. It's not. It's not a crime, man. It is not a crime to have rules. If I'm with a woman and I don't want you talking to other men, that is not a crime. It is up for you to agree to them terms or not. If you don't like what I, what I expect out of you, and if I don't like what you expect out of me, then we can't be together. It's that simple. But it's not a crime for him to say, I don't want them speaking to other men, even though I don't even believe that that's true or not. However, if it was, it's not a crime. It's not a crime to have to ask to go use the bathroom in somebody's house, walk around somebody's house. Your name is not on the lease. You do not live there technically. You're a guest. So if I need to know every time you're walking around my house to go to the bathroom, then I need to know that. But it is not a crime. It is not a crime If I say, you know what, man, if y'all running with me, I'm R. Kelly. Listen, people are gonna notice me everywhere I go. I need y'all dressing in baggy clothes. I do not want all these men that you know what I'm saying, looking at y'all, you know what I'm saying, trying to holler at y'all, flirting with y'all. It's not a crime, man. You know what I was expecting to see, everybody? Well, here, I was expecting to hear that he was making them sell they body or something for money. You know what I'm saying? When I think of a criminal enterprise, I'm thinking of like that. You know what I'm saying? That he was making them do illegal activities, making money. You know what I'm saying? Like but it's like none of that, man. They're basically trying to charge him for having multiple women. Multiple women. That's what they're charging him for, man. They're charging him for having multiple women, y'all. So he should spend the rest of his life in prison for having 5 or 6 girlfriends at a time that he was given, I mean, stupid money, according to what they said in the courtroom. He was giving them dumb money, man. Just money, just for what? I mean, like, what was they bringing to the table to get all that money? Nothing. But that's just the type of person it seems like he was. He just wanted to, you know what I'm saying, be generous. And this is the thanks he gets. This is the thanks he gets. Haley Calhoun, she sat there and said that she was lying on that radio station. But yet, she never once could. I'm curious to hear what she would say. Like, what was her reason for lying, though? What was her reason for lying? She had no reason to lie. She had no reason to say R. Kelly wasn't a bad person, or that their relationship wasn't bad, and that, you know what I mean? She had no reason to lie for him. So why should we believe her now? You know, it's like, man, these people, they clearly, man, this is money motivated, man. And a lot of it is people that did criminal acts against him. A lot of the people did criminal acts against him. But it's sad how biased this, how the media has portrayed this case. I mean, we knew they've been biased all along, but I didn't know that they was going to still be biased even when the court case came about. I thought that they would at least start trying to be, real about it. If we can't trust them to report this R. Kelly trial fairly, how can we trust them to report anything accurately or correctly to us? If they don't even want to tell us the whole truth with this shit, man. How can we trust them with anything else? Who is making them say this? Who's responsible for writing what comes on that teleprompter for these news anchors or these media, whatever they call analysts, to read? Who's responsible for that? It's terrible, man. It's terrible that this is what we're going to. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is just the first guy. Pretty soon they're gonna be trying to get every black music artist there is. Cause I can tell you now, I'm pretty sure Garth Brooks or something wouldn't have to deal with this, or Blake Shelton or whatever. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have to deal with this. They ain't gonna have to deal with this. Eminem ain't gonna have to deal with this, I'm sure. Or Justin Timberlake or somebody, or whoever. Shit. But they the media, like Tupac said, the media, man, will crucify. The media crucifies brothers severely. And they still doing it to this day. That was in '96 when Tupac said that. It's 2021. And they still doing it. But anyhow, y'all, I'm gonna come back in a little bit. But so far, man, this case is all. But we expected this, though, everybody. We, as far as all the bloggers and all the people that's listening to us, and you know what I'm saying, all the supporters, We expected this. We knew this. We knew what type of case this was gonna be. So that's why I don't even know why we should be surprised. But as far as all them R. Kelly haters, I mean, it's like, I don't understand how y'all can even look at yourself in the mirror, man. Those that continue to want to say he's guilty or whatever. How? How can you say that? After all we've heard, how can you say that? That lets me know that you just don't even really care about the case at all. You just saying that. You just want to have somewhere to talk. Just like to hear yourself talk or something. That's what I'm starting to think. But anyhow, man, God bless everybody. I'll holler at y'all later. As far as R. Kelly, not guilty. That's the verdict. Peace.
Arguments, fuss and fights, breakups, lonely nights, court cases, separation, children lost. This is the world we're facing. Mama's crying, yeah. And every time I look up, somebody's dying. And it makes me ask the question, where's love? When you need it, somebody tell me, where's love?